Hello, welcome back to Podcast vs. Play, episode 102. I'm Carl, and as always, I have a joke this week. It's only bloody Dan. Bazinga. No, that's just, I can't say that.
No, don't. Please don't.
We don't like Big Bang Theory.
No, we don't.
It's dirty.
It's.
How are you?
Yeah.
Sorry.
It's good, yeah, I'm fine. You alright?
I am, yeah. I feel a bit dirty. I mentioned the Big Bang Theory on a podcast.
It's fine, we'll just never mention it again. About that.
No, we've forgotten about it already.
About what?
Would you like some big juicy news?
I think I know what some of it may be this week. So
I think you know what it all is, man.
Probably. Lay it on me, come on.
Well, the leaks are true. There's a PlayStation 4 Slim.
Not quite as exciting as the lead I thought you were going to go with, but I'll run with it.
Let's go with it.
Okay.
Judging by the continuous stream of leaks emerging online, the PS4 Slim is indeed a smaller, more rounded variant of its older brother. The hard drive is now situated inside a bay on the left-hand side, which can be removed and upgraded for increased storage capacity, much like the original PlayStation 4.
Yeah.
The DualShock 4's also had a bit of a makeover, as you can see from the tweets that we will tweet out by the time this podcast goes up. The controller now has a light bar on the touchpad. Which I'm guessing is going to be for identifying your controller without having to look around to the front.
Yeah, and we all know what a fucking travesty of a task that can be.
Yeah, it's really hard to just tilt the controller back slightly.
Yeah.
But whatever.
I'm sure it might have some other purpose than that.
It might be to do some tracking for PlayStation VR.
Yeah, I wouldn't go that far, but...
Well, that's what the Move controllers do. It uses the light. That's what the orbs on the dildo controllers are for. That's what tracks the stuff.
Okay.
So it could be, possibly, maybe. In terms of inputs, the PS4 Slim will have at least 2 USBs, HDMI, Ethernet, and PlayStation camera ports. However, Dan, there's no optical, so no surround sound.
What?
Which is a big no-no for me.
Well, I don't have surround sound, so I'm sure people like me will just be like, oh, what a terrible shame.
Well, Dan, as you know, Rocksmith is very hard to play without dedicated speakers.
Well, I also adapted to it, so...
You did. I wouldn't. I refused to. So,
see, you have no idea. Like, the first time I started playing that, and it was just, the audio was just slightly off, but enough to throw your whole playing, really.
Yeah.
I was just immediately on the internet, it's like, how much is reasonable surround sound so that I can actually get some use out of it for TV, but the main use being getting Rocksmith working again. But they say, like, you know, you can use headphones and stuff with it.
Well, we tried it at mine, didn't we? Because, I mean, I've got surround sound anyway, but we plugged the headphones into the PS4 controller, and it's the same.
Well, that's still going through it's got to go through the TV. Plus, you've got the surround sound, so maybe that's all.
Yeah, it made no difference.
Yeah, exactly. But for me, I've tried plugging headphones into it. Now, I didn't notice any kind of difference, but not that it would make any difference, because obviously headphone or earphone wire length is about 0.5 metre.
Yeah, so, well, that's what I mean with the PS4 controller. You can have the PS4 in your controller in your pocket.
True, but it's the TV sound, and that doesn't go through the PS4 controller.
Does?
What? So your entire sound system goes through a controller?
Yeah, if I put surround sound on the TV, and if I set the PS4 to Dolby surround sound on the system, and then plug your headphones in, it's like there's like no latency like on Rocksmith.
Bollocks.
Does?
Well, not that would make any difference. I still don't have a PS4 controller, do I?
No, you don't. Anyway, that's pointless. However, I played it yesterday for the first time in ages, Rocksmith.
Man, I haven't played it once. Yeah.
I forgot to turn the surround sound on, and I couldn't play it for shit. Could not play it.
Honestly, if that's what you're used to, like for me, I adapted to it. Like, so it's kind of like, you know, when you play a game that's a little bit broken, but you can kind of forgive it and just get to grip with the nuances of, you know, certain things that don't work very well.
Yeah.
That's kind of what I've done for it. So instead of spending 300 quid on a surround sound system, I've just gone, I'll just play it with a slight audio delay. It's fine. I'll figure it out.
I think I can. I mean, I can justify it because I'd already got it before before I got Rocksmith, so it's just I've already got it. Bonus. But yeah, I don't think I'd purposely go out and buy one for the purpose of Rocksmith.
I don't know. I've spent a lot on. I reckon if I hadn't bought any songs and used that money to buy a surround sound system, I could probably have one that's better than yours.
You could, yeah, you'd have an amazing surround sound.
And a PS4 to go with it as well.
Yeah, and a new PC.
Yeah, I bought a lot of songs on it. It's a great game though. Oh my
mortgage.
God. I don't need to justify it to you or anyone.
Well, you do because you just said you haven't played it for months.
That's true. But it's also because I didn't really have full use of the living room. I live with people, and when you live with people, you've kind of got to make concessions. And,
I don't.
Well, no, you don't, but you're also married to them, so it doesn't really. And Logan's got to do whatever you say.
I like to think that, but that's not how it goes.
It's not. Is it? But
he's sat in a Dairy Dunker with a spoon today. So
look, he's using a spoon. That's something.
Yeah, that's more than I do.
Yeah, as long as he's not using a spoon to eat.
It was a wooden spoon.
What, that he whittled himself?
Yeah.
Anyway, that wasn't what the news was you were talking about.
Anyway, no, yeah, we've moved way off. So there is a PlayStation announcement on the 7th of September, I believe, where we're guessing there's going to be more PlayStation VR stuff, possibly some new games, PlayStation Neo, and obviously now this PS4 Slim.
Yeah.
And maybe a new Vita. Who knows?
I think that the handheld consoles for serious gamers, they might be moving away from that.
Yeah, the Vita's dead. I love my Vita, but it is dead. I think it is dead. I haven't charged it for a while.
I know, but everything like that needs to be supported. It needs to have people constantly working and developing for it.
In all fairness, for the first bit of its life, they did. And yeah, like crossplay, so like PlayStation All Stars Battle Royale Rumble thing.
Yep.
PlayStation Smash Bros. You bought it on PS3. You got a free copy for the Vita. You could play against people online who had it on PS3 or who had it on Vita.
Yep.
You could connect the Vita to the PS3 and use it as another controller. And it was like stuff like that was like, this is perfect. Great. Granted, the game wasn't great, but this is a step in the right direction.
Yeah, uniformity and across everything. Yeah, definitely.
And it just slowly whittled away.
Well, if you imagine that if Apple did a games console, you'd be able to tie your iPad, iPhone, iMac, everything. You'd be able to use all of it, as an integrated system.
Which
everything works with everything else.
That's essentially what Microsoft are doing with Xbox at the minute.
Yeah, with Windows and stuff. So I mean, that's what I like the most about that, is the fact that they're trying to get, and that's kind of the whole premise of Xbox One. It's one system that you should go to for everything.
Yeah.
But it obviously doesn't replace a PC, or it doesn't replace your Windows phone. It just makes everything seamless in order to use them all alongside each other.
I don't think it'll ever get to the point where people will buy a Windows phone for it.
No, probably not. But things like having like the smart glass, that was a good idea. Using it as a controller and stuff. Well, not as a actual controller.
Navigating the dashboard.
Exactly. Yeah. So I mean, if they turned that into a semi-functional controller, that'd be amazing.
Well, I mean, I've got an Nvidia Shield TV, box, not a TV, and there's a game on there called something Bombers. I can't remember now. But you can download an app and you can turn your phone into a controller to play the game. So if you've got, like me, I've only got one controller for the Shield, but if you had like 3 friends around who've all got iPhones or Android mobile, you can just download the app and it just turns your phone into the controller and you can all play, which is pretty cool.
Yeah.
And like you say, if Apple came out with something like that, I wouldn't buy it because I'm not a very big Apple fan these days, but they're the people, that would be the company that nailed it.
Yeah.
And everyone, I mean, I've still got an iPhone 4 that I never use. It's just in a drawer, but it's there. And at some point in life, I'd say a good proportion of people have had a Apple product, whether it's just an iPod or an iPad or an iPhone.
Yeah, I had an iPod Shuffle and a Nano, yeah.
Yeah, and I mean, to be fair, back then, especially like iPods and stuff. You couldn't get anything better.
Well, it's as soon as they became integrated into mobile phones, that's when I had no need for it anymore.
No, there's no point carrying two devices around.
Precisely.
Or more than two devices.
But I was thinking more along the lines of, rather than, because obviously Bethesda, they did the Fallout Boy, fucking
Pip-Boy.
Fallout Pip-Boy app for your phone. So
Yeah.
you could put it inside the actual sort of holder thing that you could buy with the special edition, or you could use it as I did, as kind of like an inventory screen.
Yeah.
So if Xbox introduced something through a Windows only mobile phone inventory app system thing, so anything that comes out on an Xbox One, your inventory screen or map or whatever goes through the phone instead.
Well, that's already on PS4 with the PlayStation 4 app and the Vita as well can both operate as a second screen.
Yeah,
so,
exactly.
You can if you need to bring up a menu for like a map or inventory or something, you can set that to your phone or to your Vita.
Well, I think it's good for like when you were a kid, and we're talking sort of like original PlayStation sort of time. If you had someone round and you were playing a single player game, one of you was playing, one of you was watching.
Yeah.
And the thing I didn't like about the Fallout Boy, fucking hell, the Fallout Pip-Boy app was the fact that I'd have to let go of the controller and start pissing about on my phone, like to use a stim pack where I could just press down the D-pad twice and press A and done. So you could have someone say, I'll play, but you'll be in charge of inventory management and navigating and stuff. And they're going to go, yeah, awesome, we're playing together. It's like, well, not really, but yeah, kind of.
You see it that way?
Yeah, if I had a second person who was... So if I just could...
Willing.
Yeah, and they could just shut up and would just respond to voice commands like a Kinect. Stim pack. That'd be great.
That's like... So basically, like me or Rick or someone would become the genuinely good version of Kinect.
Yeah, you'd be the actual app. You'd be the hardware.
Just be like, Rick, stim pack.
Yeah, exactly. It'd be great.
Okay, Daniel. Ding. All I ever used it for, I just kept it on the map. That's all I ever used it for, so I didn't have to like bring up the Pip-Boy to look at the map. I just kept it on my phone.
Yeah.
That's all I ever used it for.
Yeah, I mean, for sort of navigating around and fast travel and stuff, it was kind of useful. But like I say, I'd just go onto inventory and then just scroll down on aid for stim pack. Yeah. So I'd let go of the controller and say boop. But it was cool just having the dual functionality. It was kind of cool.
Yeah, it's a novel idea. And to be fair, it's something we've been doing for a long time with like Zelda and stuff.
Yeah.
Your map's there and you can press a button.
Well, that's what I was thinking. Like on a DS and stuff, when you've got the second screen. So one you're actually using for the game, the other one is just an optional option.
Yeah.
I
like Pokemon.
Yeah.
It's when it goes into a battle. Obviously, the Pokemon are on the top screen, but like your attacks and your items and run is all on the bottom screen.
Yeah.
It works well, and I'd like to see more dual screen functionality because it's essentially a poor man's dual screen desktop.
Well, this is it. Like, there's not enough of that for PC game, in my experience anyway. So, and I always like Battlefield 4 has done it. So you can have your second screen as your entire map.
Yeah.
So that's really good because like as soon as someone gets spotted on the map, like and tagged by a player, you can see them just by, or like when we were playing DayZ, I'd have the full map on my other screen.
Yeah.
Because then I know roughly where I'm heading and directions.
That's not part of the game, though, was it? Obviously, we had to find that map online.
No, I know, but I mean, again, it's that's the idea that I want. I want things to. I don't want everything to just be made for consoles then ported to PC. I want things to say, well, a lot of serious gamers, they have double screens, triple screens, or like they use tablets and stuff as a second screen. Yeah. What if we could develop an app that would go alongside this for PC users that would just, highlight specific information, or it would, or whenever you collect a journal or something, it just scrolls up slowly on the dual screen. Just something to, kind of keep you focused on both elements of it.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I mean, I'm sure it's a pain in the arse. I don't even know how many people who use PCs for gaming have got multiple screens. But if you haven't, and you can get a hold of one, definitely do. It's honestly, it's a really good idea. You just need the space. That's the only downside.
I mean, I do use it, but I have a tablet as a second screen, which isn't ideal, but it does the job.
Well, yeah, I mean, I'm only watching YouTube videos or, got walkthroughs up on something on the other screen.
Yeah, they are handy.
Absolutely.
But, moving on, Dan, because we haven't got a lot of news, so we're going to jump straight in to what your obvious assumptions for the news are.
Yeah.
However, Dan, I got new news about it.
Oh, you fucking tease.
I know. If you haven't seen already, Mr. Ben Affleck himself tweeted out a mini video of a video onto Twitter, obviously. It was indeed Deathstroke, the one and only Mr. Slade Wilson. And I know we've said this a lot about things to do with Ben Affleck's Batman, but fucking hell, it looks amazing.
Yeah, he really does.
It's like we said earlier. It looks like it's so good.
Do you know what I thought? Right, I thought he tweeted it out, and I thought initially it was the Batman Arkham Origins trailer. When Deathstroke pops up in that.
Yeah.
Because that was an amazing sort of teaser cinematic. And as soon as I saw that, I just thought, well, he's just retweeting. Wait a minute, no, it's not.
That's a real person.
That's an actual real costume. Holy shit.
Upon further investigation, we found out that it was for the Justice League movie, which I was a bit unsure about. However, Dan...
Well, Deathstroke isn't exactly the kind of guy that you need the Justice League for. The Suicide Squad, now you're talking.
Yeah, that would have made the film better. I sort of watched it last week.
I sort of watched it.
It was alright.
How can you sort of watch something?
No, I said speaking of, I watched it last week.
Oh, right, sorry.
It wasn't bad. It wasn't great. It wasn't shit. It wasn't...
Okay, well, I'll tell you what. Get through this news and we'll do a quick
talk
overview.
About Suicide Squad after.
Suicide Squad, yeah, go on.
However, Dan, according to the Wrap, Ben Affleck wasn't just teasing. Deathstroke will in fact be the main antagonist of the Batman standalone movie he is directing.
Good.
The Wrap has exclusively learned from an individual with knowledge of the situation. It was more than the actor who plays Dark Knight posted a cryptic tweet of the new villain walking towards the camera in a very cinematic fashion, which sent fanboys into a frenzy of speculation. We actually did say it would be way better if he was the main antagonist of the solo Batman film, but then we learned it was Justice League. So now it's apparently we was right the first time. If you didn't know, Deathstroke is a mercenary and an assassin. Who, Dan, first appeared in the new Teen Titans issue number 2 back in 1980.
Well, this is my only kind of thing that I could take away from this. If I was going to put him in either, it would be the solo Batman film, for sure. Although I'm still hopeful that the solo Batman Ben Affleck film will revolve around before Justice League and Batman vs Superman, and will focus on the death of Robin and why he's such a murdering fuckbag now. So it would be something that, he's classic Batman, hard, fast, dead, true. No, let me shut up. Let me finish. So he goes through all that, and then he's just like, Alfred, I just don't care anymore. If I can lose Robin, then Robin is just killed by these people because I didn't have the stomach to kill him themselves. Punisher.
Yeah.
Then maybe I need to change things up. If I put these people in the ground, they don't come back. Punisher. I can't help but think that someone's got the right idea when it comes to this sort of stuff. Punisher.
You're only one bad day away from becoming me.
Exactly, right? So it makes more sense for me to have Deathstroke in the Justice League to be a side villain who would then piss off Cyborg. Then we get Teen Titans. Batman takes on a new Robin. Beast Boy comes along, Starfire, all of them. And then they make up a Teen Titans, and then we get a Teen Titans film.
The problem is, Dan, what you've just described is a Marvel-esque way of creating a movie universe.
No, it makes sense.
Exactly. That's not going to happen.
Well, I don't know. I mean, Deathstroke, that's a good choice. That's a really good choice.
Maybe Deathstroke kills Batman, takes on the mantle of Bruce Wayne, and that's why he kills people.
Maybe it's not Deathstroke, maybe it's Hush. So when he takes off that mask, it's Bruce Wayne underneath.
Yeah.
Everyone's just like, what?
To be fair, I think Ben Affleck could make a good Slade Wilson, to be fair.
Oh, if you hadn't got Batman.
Yeah. However, Dan,
more credibility.
Sorry?
Do we know who is playing Deathstroke?
No.
Well, I've seen a name floating around that
Go on.
I'm kind of hopeful for because it would be very interesting. Jeremy Renner.
No. Fuck God, no.
Could be.
No. No, it's not. No.
Just think how that would fuck people's minds, though.
Not in a good way.
Of course it
He
would.
wouldn't make a good Slade Wilson.
He made a reasonably good Hawkeye.
No. Anyway, more credibility, Dan, to this story being pretty true. Arrow creator Mark Gunham was asked earlier this year why Deathstroke wasn't returning to the television series. Quote, "The character Slade Wilson is currently tied up in another DC project."
That's it.
Yeah.
Well, I could tell you that now.
Now, this was earlier this year.
Yeah, but any DC project, that could be anything.
It could be anything, but this makes sense.
Mm.
Like, look at Deadshot. They had to kill him off in Arrow because he was being used in Suicide Squad.
Did they end up killing him?
Yeah, they blew him up, didn't they? Spoilers.
Well, did we actually see him get blown up?
He
though?
died. They'd already said.
He also got shot through the eye with an arrow previously, and I'm pretty sure that most people would die from that.
Yeah, but they was told he needs to be killed off because Warner Brothers are using him for this.
Yeah.
But yeah, so we've got Deathstroke in some capacity, whether it is solo Batman or it is Justice League. Anyway, that's enough about that DC malarkey. Let's move on to some more DC malarkey. I watched Suicide Squad last week.
Yeah, so I heard.
5
minutes ago.
It's a couple of minutes ago. I didn't hate it. I didn't like it. I was like, I think it could have been a lot better.
How so?
I think well, according to rumours, after the fan reaction to the public reaction to Batman v Superman, and it was moody, it wasn't funny, there was no humour. Warner Brothers said to David Ayer, "Make it fucking funny," and he's like, "Nah, man, nah, fam." And then they actually got the people who edited who made the trailer. They edited the film.
Yeah, that doesn't scream like a great idea to me.
No. And then like a week or so after Suicide Squad came out, Jared Leto was very, very unimpressed because like a massive proportion of his scenes were cut out. Yeah. Which shows because he's barely in it.
Yeah, I've seen a lot of. I really like the someone, who was it? I can't remember. It might be Mr. Sunday Movies. I'm not sure. But either way, someone showed like interviews with Jared Leto talking about the Joker, and he was so happy. And he's just talking about how how integral this role was, and how much fun he was having doing it, and how into it he's getting. And then he cut to an interview after it had been released, and he's just going, "I don't know what happened." Basically, it's like that. Yeah, it's taken a turn that I didn't expect. This isn't exactly what I was promised. When I took the role. And think about it. If you got into, I mean, I don't know much about method acting in the sense of, sending rats and condoms and stuff to people that you work with. But he's clearly, regardless of whatever you may think of the film, as far as I'm concerned, everyone did well with what they had.
Yeah.
I don't think I had any real issues with the acting, with maybe the exception of Enchantress. Really wasn't fond of her at all.
She wasn't handled very particularly well.
I mean, the Dr. Moon was fine. It was just when she became Enchantress, I was just like, oh man, this is
almost something from The Grudge.
It's almost cringy. So I wasn't overly fond on her kind of performance. But everyone talks about, it's about Joker and Harley and their interactions and stuff. And you see them interact once in the present day, and then everything else is flashbacks. But then in total, you're looking at 10 minutes tops.
If that.
I wasn't. It was sold on the the Joker being a part of it, you know.
Yeah.
And although he's not a part of the Suicide Squad, just as, you know, Batman wasn't supposed to be integral to this film, the fact that they were both in it could have lent to some kind of interesting stuff.
All they had to do was do Assault on Arkham. They had. I know they didn't have. Obviously, they didn't have Killer Frost or King Shark or nothing, but they could have done the exact same film, just with the characters they had now. Because obviously they got Killer Croc to replace King Shark and whatnot. Just do the fucking film. It'd have been brilliant.
Yeah.
And it would have. I will say, my biggest edit, very, very poor editing aside, because obviously we're not film. Like we haven't made a film, but they were very, very poor edits.
Yeah,
they didn't flow. They didn't connect.
The music was also really odd.
Just blaring music at the wrong times.
Yeah, it was. It just seemed to be really. It pulled me out just to go, why is that song all of a sudden come on? That's really bizarre.
It was a 2-hour trailer. That was the problem.
Well, I think that they were kind of going for the Guardians' kind of humour and music attachment that went with it. Because the Guardians soundtrack is fucking great.
But it's well timed.
It is, and it's integral, and it helps the story, and it helps the atmosphere of what's happening in the film at that point.
Yeah.
Whereas this, it was just, and now's another intro, and here's another song, a completely different song. Not that the songs are necessarily related to the characters in any way.
But with a lot of the music from Guardians, they all connected to Star-Lord's Awesome mix.
Yeah, and it was a period of time. It was like the 80s, wasn't it, or 70s?
Yeah.
So it was all from that period of time. And here they had Queen, Black Sabbath, and
fucking rap music, and
there's a lot of stuff that just sort of was. It was like a shit DJ putting stuff together at someone's wedding.
Yeah, I thought Bohemian Rhapsody was Bohemian Rhapsody.
We're the Champions.
Yeah, that was a good choice.
It is, but again, it doesn't make any sense.
It doesn't. I do think that song fit, but I think it fit the trailer.
Well, with the amount of, again, this is something I can't remember. It might have been Funhouse, I'm not sure. But I've just been listening to a lot of different people's opinions on this, because I've kind of got a mixed one of my own as to whether it was not a bad film, in the same way that Batman vs Superman was not a bad film, but it wasn't a great film either.
It wasn't a great fan film.
No, not really. But I've been listening to a lot of interviews and people sort of giving their own opinions and stuff, and I was just seeing if there was anything that maybe they picked up on that I didn't. And one thing that was suggested, I thought that would have been brilliant, is that Harley's interaction with the Joker, she's the only one who interacts with the Joker, right? So no of the other members of the Suicide Squad actually end up talking to him. So what if all of Joker's dealings with the Suicide Squad and Harley was all in her head, because the Joker had been killed, and that was her way of trying to get over it?
Possibly.
So it was like her sort of psychosis that was taking over. That would have added so much more depth to her state of mind than just she wears tiny little shorts.
That actually helps my biggest problem with the film. Is that the Joker, for all 10 minutes of his screen time, is portrayed as a jealous boyfriend. And if that's not Joker, he doesn't care. He doesn't care what happens to fucking Harley. Never has done.
No, she's just along for the ride.
He uses her. And if this was all in her head, and she's like Mr. J loves me.
Yeah, he's coming back for me. He's definitely going to save me.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
If he is a jealous boyfriend in her head. So I'd be totally on board with that. And that would have been, no matter how bad the film was, that would have just gone, you'd have gone, that's brilliant.
Yeah, it's go, oh right, okay, so Joker's maybe not alive then. Maybe Batman killed the Joker. Maybe that's why Batman's, oh my god, it's all coming together. Yeah. But they haven't done that, or at least they haven't told us that was what was happening, because then at the end, he comes in and breaks her out with a Joker SWAT team. According
to Warner Brothers, on the Blu-ray and DVD release, there's only 15 minutes of extra footage.
Well, I'll be watching that, because I want to see what's been cut out.
There's got to be more than 15 minutes cut out.
Yeah, he would not have been in every fucking teaser and every promo poster. if they didn't have bigger plans for him than is what came to screen.
Well, according to David Ayer, the director, the original film, which was done and filmed, was a lot darker and more in line with BVS with more humour. And then because obviously, like I said earlier, Warner Brothers wasn't happy with the reaction to BVS. That's why they wanted this funnier. I want to see that version.
Yeah.
Well,
we've got this Justice League Dark Universe thing coming in, which I think is going to be pretty good. It's like Constantine, Zatanna, Swamp Thing. I'm on board for that one straight away.
Yeah.
Anything with Constantine in at the moment is great.
Maybe they'll bring the show back if it does well.
Yeah, they might do. Anyway, that's enough about what was either didn't make sense or it was just a bit of a poor choice. Really, this is in our opinion. If you love the film, more power to you. Well done. I'm glad that you got a film that you enjoyed. I really am. But it's a good film. There were certain standout scenes for me. I'm going to go through a few, and then I want you to tell me what you liked about it, and then we'll kind of wrap it up there. So for me, where Deadshot is sort of showing his skill, like right at the start of the film, they give him a machine gun and a bunch of targets, and he shoots every single one in the head at the exact same point until the point he's firing so many bullets he ends up just burning a hole through the metal thing. I was just like, that's a great visual representation of his skill, how powerful he is, how good of a shot he is. He can hit the same target again and again and again. And as I mentioned on a previous podcast, we only get one trick shot, and that again is kind of a flashback thing, but it pings off that thing and then hits him. That was kind of cool. What else was good? The El Diablo, when he turns into the fucking demon. Yeah. And I was fighting with that thing. I thought the actual modelling for that weird voodoo demon thing that he was, I thought that was awesome. I did see that. It
looks very good.
I like that. Batman showing up, that was pretty cool. Flash showing up, that one I didn't expect.
I was just playing Mojang with me nana.
Yeah, that was good. I like the Flash just popping in out of nowhere.
He looked better than he did in the BVS teaser.
Well, he looks. Look at his fucking suit. Some people don't like it. I'm okay with it. I'm okay with it. It's not.
You can tell who it is.
Yeah, I know, but it's not the. I prefer Flash TV show outfit to that outfit.
Yeah.
Like, it's still just like a one-piece suit. That's what it is. It's supposed to be like fucking spandex, for Christ's sake, that fits into a ring. So, all these layers of armour and stuff, I'm not... He doesn't need armour. He's the fastest man alive. No one's going to hit him, are they?
Superman.
Why would he be fighting him? He's dead at the moment anyway. Don't matter.
Anyway, Suicide Squad.
Yeah. The acting was okay.
Right, I'll do mine then.
Yeah, I'm struggling now. Fucking hell, I thought I had more than that.
Again, Deadshot, Will Smith. Excellent choice.
It's Will Smith, isn't it?
I thought he did very well. The only thing I didn't like, again, as we said, when they were first announced and they revealed the pictures, it's got it on the wrong fucking eye.
Yeah, that one.
It really grated me.
Is he a different hand to Deadshot? Like, is he left-handed?
Yeah, but I'm pretty sure for a role you could learn to use your left arm.
Just to hold a gun a different way.
You're not actually shooting.
That's true.
He hasn't got to hit all those targets.
Maybe that was it. That was they filmed that and was like, holy shit, Will Smith's a really good fucking shot.
Yeah, they did. They was watching the Keanu Reeves video where he actually learned how to shoot all them.
Oh man, John Wick 2. God damn, get me in for that straight away.
That looks fucking awesome.
He's a fucking man. He can shoot.
He really fucking can. Margot Robbie did a very good job. I take it back.
I don't know. I'm still not sold on him. I don't like this Harley Quinn. The fact that they did that weird sort of slow dance thing with her in like the proper cartoon outfit.
Yeah.
And then she's got the outfit and it's like, oh, and then throws it away.
Yeah.
And then gets a gun.
I don't like how they made her into fucking Deadpool.
I don't know. She's just a bit.
She took on like every fucking person and won.
Yeah. And then you've got Killer Croc, he did fuck all, basically. He swam in the water for a bit. He
was a bit underutilised, it's got to be said. But I liked him in the film a lot more than I liked him in the reveals and stuff.
Yeah.
He looks less like the Thing's self-harming cousin.
Well, I want to see a further adapted, a more evolved version of Killer Croc, shall we say, with when he's starting to get a tail.
Yeah.
And starts to get big and juiced. Maybe throw some venom or something in there to
just explain it somehow.
Beef him out a bit. Throw Bane in. Fuck it.
Yeah, fuck it. Said about a Batman film. Fuck it. What else do you really like? Captain Boomerang, he wasn't in it a lot, but I liked him.
I don't know. He's just still a dude with boomerangs.
Yeah, it was useless, but I liked the portrayal of him.
Yeah.
It was quite good. Everyone on the Suicide Squad did a good job with what they had. It was essentially the Deadshot and Harley Quinn show and Friends. What else did I like? Batman. Yeah, I liked Batman. I actually liked Jared Leto. Wasn't what I wanted him to be.
Actually, that's a thing. That's probably a separate thing we should talk about. Is the new Joker. I don't like him.
I do, but I don't like what they did. If that makes any sense at all.
I like how much he's given to this. I like that the actor, should I say, in how much he's given to the role, in the sense that he's trying to make this the best role possible. Except that I don't like the portrayal that I have seen. Now, whether that's his decision, and they've just said, we need you to be the Joker, we just need you to kind of tell us how you want to be the Joker, and we'll work around that. Or if they said, we have a specific Joker in mind, we need you to play that Joker.
That's all they've done.
If that's the case, then I don't like what they've asked him to do. This kind of really sort of youngish, the slick back green hair, the big leather pimp coats and stuff.
See, the hair was fine.
And the fact he's just, you're right, the fact that's really bugging me now that you've mentioned it. The fact he's just pining after Harley all the time. It's like, when has he ever done? I've never seen him do that. He'd throw her under a bus to save himself. Or for a laugh.
Yeah, just, he's bored. Fuck it.
Yeah.
And for the whole thing, I sat there, I'll put my hands up, I said Jared Leto will be the best Joker. And he wasn't.
No.
And I was wrong. But I think he could have been. And, like I said, my biggest gripe, I got over the whole gangster thing. It's a new Joker, it's a different Joker. It's not the first time we've had Joker like all pimped up with tattoos and stuff. There is that Joker in the comics, that's fine. But not fucking Marilyn Manson version of Romeo and Juliet.
Yeah, definitely. And like, he just shows up in a helicopter with a gold AK-47, and
yeah,
there wasn't any gags, like the sort of gadgets and stuff that he's got. Big gun that says bang, or chattering teeth, or acid squirting flower. Even Jack Nicholson had that, for Christ's sake.
Yeah. So I never rated Jack Nicholson.
I thought he was a bit of a sort of Adam West kind of Joker.
Yeah, so he was too Adam West.
He was just a kingpin of he was a crime boss rather than just a madman. Where Heath Ledger's Joker was supposed to be a madman, but he was too clever to be just a madman.
Yeah.
But he was insane enough and scary enough to be, holy shit, you don't want to fuck with this guy. He will just put you on top of a big stack of money, and then set you on fire because he doesn't need the money, and you're just, fuck it, throw him on as well. That's good. But that was supposed to be a real setting for this Batman.
It worked in that universe.
He was a terrifying man to be around in that universe. Whereas this one, I'm not scared by this Joker. And the fucking when he just covers his hand, it's like, it's like, oh, fuck off.
Yeah, he's got that fucking hand, the mouth tattoo
on both hands. I just don't like it. I just really don't like that.
It's a hard one to say, because, like I say, my biggest problem with him wasn't so much what he did as a Joker, it was what he did for Harley. And I don't like that version of the Joker. I can get on board with this is a new Joker. He's like top of the chain gangster type person. Everyone's scared of him. Whatever, that's fine.
See,
put enough into the role. And
literally post-it notes explanations that would get me back on board with all these films. Yeah, they just say Batman knows he's killing people, but he's done it because he's lost Robin.
Yeah.
It's Lex Luthor Jr., definitely not real Lex Luthor, definitely not Joker, it's a new Joker because Batman killed the old one.
Yeah.
They say those three things and I'm just like, okay, tie them all together, now you've got me.
Yeah.
Because those are the only things of each of those films that I'm kind of just like, ooh, what is going on?
They need to stop rushing.
I think that it's just because they've got a new group of people and they just said, here's a whole bunch of villains. Oh, I tell you what really annoyed me. Right at the end, like, Enchantress is just fucking stuff up and, she's launching spells out. That's another thing. Where the fuck were the Justice League? Where was Batman? He could have sorted this whole mess out, right? But we already know Flash is there as Flash. So it's not like before the Justice League film. He's got the Flash outfit, right?
Yeah.
Which means that he's an established Flash. Where the fuck was he? Never mind that, right? But oh Christ, what was I going to say?
The end. Enchantress shooting up spells and shit. Something that really annoyed you.
Oh yeah, that was it. So they're all in a bar and they're just like, well, we've fucked up. The world's going to end. Never mind, we'll just have a bloody drink. And then Rick Flag's just like, well, I can't leave her. I'm going to have to go in. That's my job. I've got to save the world. And they go, all right, I've got nothing better to do. Let's crack on. And like when Captain Boomerang just does a runner, I was just like, fucking finally, someone acting like a bad guy. And then he just turns around and comes back anyway.
Yeah.
I was like, you're supposed to be villains, like horrific, horrible villains. And the first thing you do is when there's there's a problem to solve, you go, okay, we'll go in and help. Rather than, we'll try and exploit the situation to get our own freedom or whatever. Yeah, we'll just pitch in and help. Save the world, everyone.
It's like the Scooby Gang trying to be edgy. And it's like, but they can't stay away from a good mystery.
They had to get involved and be the heroes, and that's the thing. They didn't seem to me bad guys.
Yeah, the only time it happened was like every now and then you'd have Deadshot be like, "Remember, we're the bad guys." It's like, oh yeah, I forgot. But when oh fuck me, I can't remember her fucking name. Argus, even Argus.
Oh, Argus. Oh, Amanda Waller.
Fuck me, I can't remember.
She was the fucking most bad guy person in the film.
Yeah, when she's wants Deadshot to shoot Harley, and then like everyone on the Suicide Squad's like, you can see it in the face, like, don't do it, and then he does it, and they're all dead sad, and then he missed on purpose, and they're like, great shot. It's like, fuck you, you're all bad guys.
Yeah,
Jesus
and then
Christ.
when she's cleaning out that office, and then there's like 2 FBI agents or something there, and she just goes, right, well, I don't need you either, bang bang, and kills them.
Yeah.
I was just like, holy shit, you're a really bad person.
Yeah.
Like, you're just cleaning up a mess. Okay, well, I've got to kill everyone who knows that I fucked up. But the
like
bad guys
guy would.
are the ones actually sorting the mess out. They should be, it's like whenever someone breaks the Joker out to use the Joker in some sort of horrific plan that they've got. They can't control him. He ends up fucking them over at the same time and being the one who comes out on top with you covered in a pool of petrol.
I don't know. Anyway, it wasn't great, but it was alright. So if you haven't seen it, I do recommend it.
Some of the jokes landed. There was the whole thing with
funny.
it says that Harley was complicit in the murder of Robin. So we definitely know there was a Robin, definitely know he was killed, more than likely by the Joker, and Harley was there.
Yeah.
That's all we know, kind of, really.
That's all we got.
Yeah. But other than that, in terms of other good stuff, no. Like, usually I'd say, the music was pretty good, or the sound design. Nope.
I like the graphics.
I don't know.
Like the colourful skulls and shit.
Enchantress's fucking brother, that big destroyer thing from Thor. I hated the look of that. It looked awful. Thank Christ, most of it was in the dark.
I was about to say, luckily it was all in the dark, so it wasn't too bad. Anyway.
Out of 10, a rough one.
5.
I give it 6.
A very lackluster 5.
Yeah, I'd give it a 6. I want to watch it again, but I probably won't until the extended version has come out.
Yeah, I'm not going to watch it again until.
I don't know if this is something that is just going to be a thing for DC films. where the theatrical release just leaves you sort of scratching your head, just going, what the fuck happened there? And then when you watch the extended version, you go, oh, well, why didn't you leave half of this shit in? That would have made sense then. And just wait for the DVD release.
Have you seen that picture of the Warner Brothers logo? And it's like dead far away, and it keeps getting closer. It's like so many panels. And it's just Warner Brothers, the logo. It's like, that's a nice film. Be a shame if somebody edited it. Really made me laugh. But I was saying to Zoe, like, we came out, we went to see Suicide Squad, and we'd come out. And said to Zoe, we were talking about it. And it's like, I don't get it how Marvel release like film after film after film, and with the exception of Thor, like, so I'm not a big fan of the Thor films. But they're all really good films, and they seem to nail it. But then they'll release like an animated film, and it's just dog shit. And like with the exception of, I like Wolverine versus Hulk and Hulk versus Thor, and a couple of other animated films, but the majority of them are really shit. And then DC come out and they release film after film after film, and they're all really bad. But then they'll release an animated film, and it's absolutely fucking perfect.
With the exception of Killing Joke, maybe.
It wasn't the best, but it was good.
It was still good, yeah.
I really enjoyed it. I've watched it a few times now, and it's not my favourite by any means. It's not Under the Red Hood or nothing. No. It's not even Mask of Phantasm, and that's like a million years old. But that's still an amazing film. But they all, at the very least, 7, maybe an 8 out of 10 for me. Yeah. DC animated films.
Well, I think the DC live action films, they basically want the success of the Marvel films, but without the 10 years of previous work.
Yeah, they want to do it. They're basically people who want to get ripped, but they haven't got time, so they just use steroids.
Yeah, and it just doesn't work out. No. And you'll end up with tiny penises. But, please don't think that we're comparing Marvel or DC. That's the last thing we want to do, because we want them to be separate. We want them to be excelling at their own individual thing. Marvel want the humour, and the colourful lighting and colourful colour palette. DC don't want to do that. They want to have something a bit more serious, a bit more gritty, but they want to have, Wonder Woman and Aquaman, all these fantastic, almost godlike characters. But they want to keep it fairly serious. And I'd say, good for you. Don't do what everyone else is doing, but do it better, for God's sake.
Just work on it.
But every single Marvel film that's coming out, the fucking Doctor Strange, Ant-Man and the Wasp, Captain and fucking Marvel, all of these, I'm just like, that is going to be great. I cannot wait for that.
Yeah.
Not because of, I know who the director is or whatever. It's because, Marvel are doing it, so it's going to be good. I'm going to enjoy it.
Yeah.
Whereas with DC, there's a lot of different factors that I'm trying to take into account just to see if I'm going to enjoy it.
Each time something new, like, I really hope it's good.
I want them to be good, and again, this is all personal preference. So, if you want to come in and fucking whinge about how Suicide Squad was the best film that's ever been released, I'm glad you enjoyed it, but we don't share your opinion, and that's okay.
Yeah, everyone's got an opinion.
So please,
ours isn't that positive, but it's not overly negative.
Well, some people are saying, that 37 out of 100 on Rotten Tomatoes, it deserves it. No, it fucking doesn't. It is not a poor film. Fantastic Four is a poor film because it's just had so many fucking changes and stuff made to it. Overall, it was an entirely poor experience.
Yeah.
This, I don't think it was a poor experience. I think it was fine.
It was just watchable, and not watchable as in I tolerated it. It was a decent enough action film.
It kept me interested.
Yeah, I didn't get bored. I wasn't looking at my watch or nothing all the way through.
Yeah.
Well, anyway, enough about that, Dan. We've gone on long enough. We plan to do a short podcast this week.
Every 2 weeks, man. I told you they're going to be longer.
Yeah, we can't contain it any longer. What the bloody hell is coming up on the channel?
Well, there's a new GoldenEye video that I finished that I'm just waiting for you to... you were doing a Titanfall video, I believe.
No, Titanfall 2 was canned because it wasn't
the
very
video,
good.
not the game.
No, not the game. The game's still being released. We spoke about this earlier, Dan.
Yeah, I know.
And I told you we're not doing Titanfall now.
I know, yeah, but
we had another
mentioned
replacement
it previously.
video. Yeah, but it's cancelled now. It's dead.
Oh, okay. Well,
I might try and reuse it in something else, but
maybe.
as a video itself, it's not particularly great, so I don't want to put it on. I have done a video instead showcasing a select few Unreal Engine games that I've been playing, and that is done, and that shall be up probably before this podcast, so it'll already be up. There's a new PvP show that went up the other day, along with Dan's Solar Crusaders, which he did alongside with the peoples from Solar Crusaders, I believe.
That's right, yeah.
I wasn't there. I wasn't invited.
As if you would have joined anyway.
No, but I like to be asked, and I know I wasn't here to even do it. So
yeah. Well, basically,
the
I think it was in the last podcast, actually, episode 101. Hold on, how did we do a podcast versus player podcast? How many times can I say that in one sentence?
Podcast.
For 101, and we didn't make a Fallout reference.
I'm pretty sure we would have mentioned Fallout in it.
No. Fuck. Anyway,
I'll take it down. I'll reload it. I'll edit it, and I'll just randomly, when there's a pause, I'll just go Fallout, and then reload it.
But in that podcast, we were talking about Solar Crusaders and the fact that we hadn't heard from them in a while. And it was literally about a day or so later, I got a tweet from them saying, "Hi, we're going to be doing this video at this time on this day. We'd like you to join. The alpha link, blah blah blah." So I was like, "Oh shit, okay." So recorded that, sort of gave some first impressions and stuff. So you can go and check that out on www.youtube.com/podcast_vsplayer. And there's also a link to it on the website, which is www.podcastvs. But
that's so close, Dan.
Ah, man,
so close.
I'm
www.podcastvsplayer.com or .co.uk. If you want to see some interaction with Solar Crusaders on Twitter, you can go to our Twitter page at PodcastVPlayer, or you can go to our Instagram, which is Podcast versus Player, or you can email us at playervpodcast@gmail.com. Or if you don't want to type that much stuff, you can just go on the website and use the contact us section, and there's a little box, and you can just type a message and hit send, and it'll go straight to us. It's brilliant. It's the internet. Yeah. Science is amazing.
It's great.
That's off Pokemon, Dan.
Is it?
Yeah. The new Brock guy, every episode, he does, this looks like a job for some wacky invention. Because he always has, he knows this situation is going to happen every episode for some reason. And then he'll finish explaining it, and Ash will go, "Science is so amazing!" And it's really annoying. But I still watch it. That's my review of Pokemon X and Y, the series.
I still watch it.
It's fucking ace. I don't know any of the Pokemon though. Anyway, let's be having you. We've got a GTA video to do.
Yep.
So, also there'll be a GTA video. Bye!